All right, here we are. Hail, Star Troopers!
Whoa.
My name is Conrad. It's 6 a.m. in Los Angeles, alongside my friend Fox, and this is the third hour of the Space Spinner Starlordathon, a live stream where two Americans discuss the UK sci-fi comic Star-Lord one issue at a time. This hour, we're covering Star-Lord issue 3, cover date May 27, 1978. And this time, the Mind War goes on trial. The Planet of the Damned gets an army. The Strontium Dogs go on a trip. Roadbusters visit the swamp. And Timequake finishes its first adventure. You can find the comics we're covering today in the Strontium Dog SDHC Files 1, Roadbusters Volume 1, Planet of the Damned Collection, and the Judge Dredd Magazine number 408 and 409. In this episode, we're joined by Richard Chief of the Boys Adventure Comics blog. Welcome aboard!
Hey guys, fantastic to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I know in your blog you talk a lot about the history of UK comics in specific, and I know you've talked a little bit about Star-Lord. Can you share your Star-Lord history with us?
So I didn't read Starlord when it came out. I was too young. I'd have been about 2.5 when it came out.
Hey, I wasn't born yet myself, so I can empathize.
So I guess the comic I read when I was growing up was Eagle. It wasn't 2000 AD. Mm-hmm. But I became interested in like the history of British comics and how everything tried to sort of fit together. And I realized that so all these people working on 2000 AD, quite a lot of them were working on the new Eagle, and then I just started sort of going backwards a bit and collecting comics that I hadn't read at the time. So obviously 2000 AD is too big for me to collect. I've got
for sure. Yeah, in terms of physical space, I imagine.
It's all about the physical space. The spare bedroom in our house. That's okay. That's mine. But it can't be. I can't. It has to stay in the study. Can't go out, leak out of that room. Let's stay here. So no room for 2000 AD, but Star-Lord on the other hand, it's perfect for me to collect.
You can fit that in a folder. Solid.
Exactly. 21. I think there's. I know you guys are going to look at all of them, but I guess 21, 22 issues. Is a 22. Classic number of issues for a British comic to last. So many of them last 21, 22 issues.
Really?
It's very much part of why I decided on these live streams, because I was like 20. We could that's almost exactly a day. Like we can do a I can build a stunt around that for sure.
I'll find you some more and let you know. But yeah, it's that whole sort of, because you're planning 6 or 7 weeks in advance. Mm-hmm. So it sort of gets to the newsstands. You get the sales figures in. By the time you get the sales figures back, you try and change things. You then get the sales figures back for when did it work. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, but we've already got all the stuff ready for the next 6 issues. Cancel it. So,
hatch, match, dispatch. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely see, just in this moment, or as we go through Star-Lord, we kind of see those points, I think, like, maybe about around 9 when all the letters start coming in and stuff. They start getting feedback, and that's when, like, sort of certain stories change a little bit and things do stuff. It's an interesting evolution, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've only I've come to it later on, but then when I'm going through it, I'm looking at going, you got this artist, you got this artist, or there are names and styles that you really recognize. You go, hang on, that means that they were doing this before they did that. So I love filling in all those sort of gaps to go, okay, so before they worked on that story, they worked on this story, to try and sort of
absolutely
see how it all fits together, and I chose this issue because the artists involved, really.
Well, yeah, there's definitely some good ones in here for sure. So all right, awesome. So welcome aboard. I name you a tank commander in Star-Lord's army.
Dang. Yes.
All right, so let's jump in here. This issue's covers by Kev O'Neill, doing an excellent space battle, as he does so often here.
Oh yeah, it's a great cover.
We've got all these ships flying around, dogfighting, some bigger ones in the background, Nebula further back, and then just some mentions of one of these board games that's going to be in this issue for sure.
Yeah, it's a great cover. It's so detailed. I love that. The sort of the guy in green. It's so precise. Everything that's going on there. It's a really different
Absolutely.
sort of looking spaceships. It used to be sort of very slick. Those sort of and there. That's my real that's my real thing, my real love. Those lovely sort of slick spaceships that really would go through space very beautifully. But then you come on to other people, like Ian Kennedy, he has quite sort of boxy spaceships, they're not quite as sleek, but they really look like they work. And then, Kev O'Neill, everything's quite spiky with Kev O'Neill, isn't it?
Definitely.
Lots of spiky stuff going on here. I love the way that the pilot is connected to the ship in like about 100 different ways.
All these different wires and cables connecting him and stuff.
He
He doesn't even have a
detailed
canopy
design.
or anything.
No, but he's in a lot of trouble, that pilot. Those lovely little sort of puffs of air that are coming out of his oxygen tube.
That's
that
bad
cockpit,
times.
Bad times. Not good times for this pilot. So it's a lovely cover.
Absolutely. All right, let's so dive in. We got a star facts right at the start here. Hail, Star Troopers! This is one of the few times he's in the front cover here. Actually, is Star-Lord telling us that the Instel Fed fears Earth because humans are the best, but we're also under interplanetary blockade. So be careful. He says the rules for the Star Blast game are included along with the graph paper board that comes with this issue, but it's not included on my scan, so I'm afraid it's going to be a mystery for us as we go forward. So I apologize. We won't be playing a lot. We won't be doing a Let's Play of Star Blast in the course of this one.
Oh my God.
I apologize.
That'd be amazing.
Maybe next, maybe 25th hour, someone will help us out, and we can do it then.
Oh God.
But that takes us to Blueprint 1, Planet of the Damned.
Oh hell yeah! And it says Fury.
Definitely, yeah. We've got a lot of these cool, like especially actually a lot of these Mediterranean artists, like Spaniards and Italians, that really show up and do a lot of heavy lifting here in Star-Lord as time goes by. Script is Pat Mills, as Ari Wright, arts Alfonso S. Piri, letterer, I should say, Tom Frame.
My boy.
The Abhuman.
Always love that Tom Frame.
Oh, it's the key. Everything's the key. I'm saying it a lot right now. I'm sorry about that. But so the Abhumans are attacking, and some of them are riding awesome pterodactyl monsters.
What the hell?
That's
so
amazing.
Great. And it's got an afro, kind of thing going on.
Yeah, it's kind of furry. I mean, this is very Warhammer to me, where you got to have like one big set piece monster, no matter what the faction is, So it ends up being pterodactyls for these guys. Yeah, they had been in a dormant phase apparently, but now they're active with a vengeance. Flint calls on the survivors to stand and fight. Captain Roker from the plane has a gun apparently and stands against the monsters. But
would have been helpful earlier.
Nah, you got to save it. But many more passengers set on fire by the acid spit of the Abhumans.
This is so rad.
Look at these flaming guys just running around.
Stop the burning!
Awesome.
Running around. Oh my God.
They just spit on you to kill you.
It's bad.
It's their murder camels.
Kerr, who's the rich industrialist, will remember, tries to buy one off. He's got money. He's even got a hip flask. Take my flask. But when he does, he tosses it at an abhuman, and the alcohol causes him to catch on fire. Oh no, he dissolves to death.
Let's make some moonshine quick, boys.
To the stills. Another wave of the of the monster's mass, but from the distance comes Charlie's Angels coming through.
This is awesome. It's just part of a plane.
Yeah, it's a propeller fighter jet with the wings broken off, so it's like just a land-based propeller lawnmower machine, basically.
Oh, God, that's great.
It's just, where was that in Fury Road? I mean, come on, this is going to.
Yeah, that would have been great.
I'm ready for it for sure.
He's fantastic, isn't he, Charlie? With his the way that Yeah, the
Just two
propeller.
guns out, just like real American style. Woo! Bow, bow!
Absolutely, yeah. So he rolls in, like you said. Yeah, he's got one of those bomber helmets with the goggles and a big beard, pair of pistols, all that stuff. And he's followed up by a Jeep tank combo and various jalopies with guns on them and stuff like that.
This is the best army.
The propeller chews through these Av men. Other cars shoot him as well. Soon the Av humans flee, and the leader jumps down and recognizes Flint. Burn me innards! Yar!
Man, it really feels like him propagating that barbarian lifestyle does not look like it's working out as well as it could.
I mean,
these guys have tanks and trucks and stuff, man, and rockets.
He doesn't play well with others, these barbarians, you know? So Charlie, this bearded guy, orders Flint to be killed, gets a kick in the junk for his trouble. And though then Flint himself gets clubbed on the head by a Viking dude. And this bearded man introduces himself as Charlie Hagen, a pilot lost in the Triangle in 1942, offers to help him out. The passengers, of course, immediately desert Flint. Screw you, buddy. You work join with Hagen.
This guy has cars and probably water.
Yeah, like, you know, like you're just not trustworthy, man. You self-identify as a barbarian, and that's just not cool.
He axed a thing off a woman's face. The man is not.
And then eats it. And then eats it.
Yeah, that's true.
Flint says you can't trust these guys, and one of the other guys agrees. Like, yeah, listen, you can't trust us. We're going to mess these folks up. It's good times.
It's not going to be good. It's not going to end well. I don't know what happens in episode 4, but it's not going to end well for these guys. I don't know.
Absolutely not. It's hard to read here, but it says, "What are all these bones?"
Oh man, please let them be cannibals. Please let them be cannibals. Please, 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 please. That would be so great.
I mean, they're definitely not cannibals. I'll say that much.
Double negative.
But speaking of people going crazy and killing each other, let's go to Blueprint 2, Robusters.
Just slimy mouth.
Good, lot of gob in the mouth here.
Yeah.
Trademark, frankly. Yeah, script robot Pat Mills, or script Pat Mills, art and lettering Dave Gibbons. Of course, I get 2 checks this way. Davey 2 checks Gibbons, lettering his stuff. But anyway, I love this is a brief jump in for Gibbons here in Star-Lord. I think this and maybe the
Isn't it? This is a bit of battle action play. You know, this is it. This is his only contribution to Starlord, I think. And you know that rocket on page 1. You know, this is Space Sport battle action play set. This is happening in this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very, very excited having her. Sorry, everybody. I dropped out for a second, but we should be back up. All right.
Rojaws and Hammerstein sold separately.
Oh, man. Again, we got to have, well, I guess, like, I every time in my mind, I try to say, like, oh, there should be a crossover. I remember that there is a crossover in, like the 79 Dan Dare annual, where everybody visits Dread on the moon, and all the Star-Lord guys are there too and stuff. Never forget. It was Christmas time. Wow. But anyway, so listen, there's a red mist, all right? It's from the Army. It drives everybody insane, and it's floating around the air in Florida, all right?
This is, well, at least it's only Florida.
Nominally different from a standard day in Florida, all right? Robuster versus Florida man. In the swamps, where there's also crazy alligators, Rojaws and Hammerstein show up.
Oh my God! He's just ripping him out of that fucking truck. That's rad.
Definitely.
These are angry. You know, these are angry crocodiles, man. These are
definitely
alligators.
Yeah, gators.
Gators. Sorry.
We got both. You know, a lot of ways to die in the States.
Tornadoes are my least favorite.
Nah, Crocnado, buddy.
Oh God, no.
That's the sequel. Sequel to the sequel. The droids are down here to save a senator that's been lost, but along the way they see this school bus full of kids that's being menaced. The driver just eaten by gators, and that means they gotta save these kids because they're cool guys. All right, they wade in.
He's just hammering the hell out of the gate. This is great.
Fighting these gators as they go. They don't care, Fox. They just low calorie kills as you fight these gators. Yeah, they climb aboard, and like the kids are freaked out, so they just take a minute to tell everybody their life story, which is clearly traumatizing these kids as they go. Like, yeah, listen, I'm a sewer droid that has a problem with authority. You know, good times. I'm a war droid. I killed thousands. But now I'm going to help you.
This is really good parenting, actually.
Absolutely.
Where's that bedside manner chip? You know,
They're here to say.
Getting blinded with that at the factory. I'm sorry to say,
they're here to save these kids' bodies, not their minds. You know. They want to escape, but the bus's autopilot, Marvin, the bus computer, refuses to obey orders unless they come from the driver, and that driver's gator food, guys. It's bad times.
Got to reach into that gator, pull some of that man out, and get him to talk. Oh, you could just like puppet with his skull.
Whoa. I do like that this sort of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference of this, weird robot named Marvin that isn't getting along with everybody, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
I don't know how Dave Gibbons has fitted this into his schedule, because isn't it? He must be drawing Dan Dare in 2000 AD.
I believe so. This is because the first battle action play sets before the Star-Lord merger. It ends with the Star-Lord merger. So this must have been right at the start of it, maybe.
Yeah. Because what's that? So there's probably like 3 or 4 pages a week in 2000 AD. So he's been drawing that for months, and then he's somehow managed to fit in 6 pages. 6 pages.
Yeah, this is a ton of work.
Into the schedule.
Yeah,
it's a bit different from his normal work, isn't it? It's a bit. It looks a bit less finished. I don't mean that in a nasty way, because Dave is an amazing artist. But I think just to squeeze 6 pages extra into your week, which is ridiculous.
The amount of frames that you have that you're working with here.
He's definitely finding a way, for sure. I love this, man. So Marvin will only take orders from a human. So the bots go out in search of an adult human to do things, because it also won't take orders from the kids. That's very important for a bus droid. You can't be overridden by the kids on the bus.
I think he's right. Everything else Marvin is wrong about, but he is right about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just good programming, They head out to find one, but all they find are a bunch of red mist affected loonies. Good moment here where Rojaz just finds a bunch of these obviously insane prisoners here.
You're crazy.
Are you guys loonies? Oh, they are loonies. God damn it.
I like how Hammerstein is apologizing to them, and they're just grunting and shooting.
Definitely, they got their answer. The bots run back to the bus, try to convince Marvin to move on his own, but he just can't do it. He doesn't have the mental fortitude to move on his own.
Being confused.
It's so great when they're trying to persuade him. I read this a few times, and it's just it's really wood. There's a lot going on in 6 pages. Pat Mills has written a load of dialogue, but it's still funny. You're still going through. Marvin he's just not going to play ball with these two, and they want to kill him. They really want to.
No, Hammerstein's got the hammer back. He's ready to go.
He's got the hammer ready, isn't he? At the end of that episode, he's gonna, he's gonna.
I will crush you.
You've got 1 minute. Marvin's like, a minute, but I've never made a decision. It might take me years. Next time on Robusters, MechQuake, do you know? Oh my God! Do you know what on you know who? Ooh, that sounds bad.
Sounds like a big job.
I don't know what happens to Marvin in the next episode, but I don't fancy his chances. I think him and the loonies, that is bad times for them.
I just feel bad for these kids, but still, we'll find out next time.
That's actually true. They have a bunch of psychopaths bearing down on the bus now.
No,
Oh,
they're coming. It's bad.
Yeah. It's a great Rojo's at the end. He sort of summarizes the whole situation with a gang of raving maniacs approaching through a poisonous red mist with a grade 3 robo bus sinking into a swamp full of blood-crazed gators. Hammerstein, how did we ever get into this situation, and how do we get out of it?
Ooh,
That's
good cliffhanger for sure.
That's good cliffhangering for anyone who hasn't been following for the last 6 pages. This is what you've missed, you know.
Absolutely. And speaking of, or I guess this is sort of the midpoint, but let's start an exciting story with big guest stars with Blueprint 3. Oh, wait, no. Oh, my God. Oh, it's all messed up. Whatever. First, I guess, let's talk. We got another one of these multiple choice quizzes, this time for tank commanders. Like Richard. Good times. Hope you knew this.
Oh, my God.
One.
The tank is just a T-Rex with a gun in its mouth.
That's what he's...
Do you know where that comes from, that T-Rex with the gun in its mouth, that picture?
We'd love to know.
No, you can see it in the corner. You can see there's a little K and a 76.
Yeah.
So what that is, it's Kevin O'Neill. It's from like a little sort of self-published thing that he did in 1976 called Mech Memoirs.
Ooh, excellent.
What?
Yeah, and it's been recycled from that 2 years later into Starlord.
Oh God, it's so rad.
Definitely.
It has guns for hands.
Yeah.
God, Kev O'Neill, does he only do really cool stuff?
Pretty
It
much.
seems like it.
Yeah. I mean,
He did a load of stuff for fanzines and things back in the early 70s. He traces, he's somebody, I've looked into a lot of his early fanzine stuff, and you can sort of see it becoming, by this time, he's doing this robot, it's super detailed, isn't it? Loads of little lines, really precise, but he does fanzine stuff like in the early 70s, which is really, really different. I'll find you some of his non-cool stuff. But there isn't much non-cool stuff. But yeah, so he's a bit like Dave Gibbons. They're both working on fanzines and contributing art to various things, and it's slowly getting them, into a position where they can get a job and they can work on Starlord and they can be employed by 2000 AD. But this one, somehow Kevin O'Neill has saved himself £5 on the budget here by recycling his own artwork into this page.
So
excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah, so moving on from this quiz, there's also stuff for next week, including the start of a time quake thing where there will be Nazis. It's going to be very exciting.
Nazi world.
Yeah. You'll see. Let's go to Blueprint 3.
What am I doing?
Strontium Dog. It's a multi-parts, there's a lot of Nazi world to come. Like, it's going to be a whole thing.
I mean, if anything from 2000 AD has taught me, or if there's one thing, it's that Nazis, there's always going to be Nazis.
I mean, that's just British comics, honestly.
That and a title called The Final Solution. That one gets tossed around a lot.
Yeah, okay, speaking of Blueprint 3, Strontium Dog. Script John Wagner, art Carlos Escara, lettering Peter Knight. Again, Earth 2180, at a spaceport, mutant bounty hunter Johnny Alpha, Viking sidekick Wolf, booking passage on the astroliner Sondheim, dropping their weapons off at gunship or at a gun check. Like Wooly says in the chat right now, Carlos loves these stripy, like this stripy design on spaceship. You see it constantly in his work. But they saunter into the first class lounge, but are quickly told that he's got to stay in the cargo hold.
Oh man, do not smack talk Wolf.
I mean, I love how defensive Wolf is about people using like anti-mutant slurs and stuff like that to Johnny. He loves his buddy. He doesn't want.
Hey man, that's his bro. You step on him, you step on me, and then you get their hammer.
Definitely.
They're a team.
Yeah, definitely. But, in the end, Wolf just decides to go along. And at the same time, I guess this isn't the Sondheim. It's an attack craft that's tracking the astroliner run by evil space pirate Papa Porka.
Oh man, this guy is a Ganon.
Pig alien. Yeah. Very classic orc, like pig orc kind of look.
This is the pinkest 2 pages of comics I've ever seen. I mean, a lot of British comics, and this is the pinkest it is. And I guess it's all for Papa Porker's benefit, but this is some pink.
I mean, there's been a lot of pink and a lot of purple in Strontium Dog generally, like in the previous 2 issues as well. It's definitely a color that's coming up a lot.
Man.
Absolutely. So in the lads chill in the cargo hold. At least that they don't have to deal with screaming babies and stuff like that.
It's actually
okay.
No babies in the cargo hold, so that's actually kind of that's a net positive, I think.
It's okay. When suddenly a voice comes from the trunk Wolf is sitting on, and inside is a Gronk.
It's got a tummy full of teeth and a weird nose, and I love him, and he's got 4 arms, and he's a doctor man. I love this thing. I love this monster.
This one isn't a doctor man, buddy. This one's just a regular Gronk. He's just traveling. We sort of meet the Gronk. We learn that it eats metal.
That's right. They're all called Gronks.
Yep. Wolf gets grossed out by the Gronk eating metal through its chest, through its tummy mouth. But, come on, be cool. And indeed, when the Gronk gets sad because of that, Wolf apologizes because he's a good guy.
No.
He's sort of, weird. He just gets messed up by new stuff.
And I mean, tummy mouth is pretty weird, man.
Yeah. Wolf tries to be friends when the ship lurches. Johnny uses his alpha eyes, of course. Got an alpha eye hammer, so the whole world looks like alpha eye nails. It's pirates! Several limpet pods are approaching the ship, and Johnny...
God, I forgot about limpets. They're coming back. It's the 70s.
Limpets. The 70s are built on limpet weapons, buddy. You know this. Johnny and Wolf are asked to come to the bridge as the Gronk goes to hide in its box. And it seems the Strontium Dogs are the only fighters aboard the ship, and the captain's asking for their help, despite the fact that, of course, they don't actually have weapons. They checked them previously.
Mm-hmm.
They heading to the hold. Johnny and Wolf just grab any old thing they can find and prepare to fight these pirates. Despite the fact they don't have any weapons and all that stuff, it's just a mix of different aliens from around the solar system and the galaxy. Various weirdos.
Good pirating.
Yeah, they burst through and attack in the name of Papa Porka.
God, that's great.
The boys give a good accounting of themselves, but are beaten and taken alive. Papa Porka will want to play with them before he kills them.
What? That's weird. That's a weird thing to say to somebody.
He's evil. That's how it goes. And next time on Strontium Dog, death is no stranger to a Strontium Dog.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah, it's a good episode. Good introduction to the world of Strontium Dog. Wolf looks mad and unhinged.
Absolutely.
He definitely is like super expressive, right?
He looks sort of calm and sad-eyed, a bit like a sort of 70s doleful sort of pop star.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't know that Johnny was the badass out of these two, I'd say, at the moment.
For sure. So much can change, for sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of powerful pairs, let's go on to Blueprint for Mind Wars.
You got it. You nailed it.
Good
you
one.
Nailed it live.
Buddy. Script robot Alan Hebden, art Jesus Redondo, lettering Peter Knight. I'm never going to get that. On the planet Volkrugan, a peaceful outpost far from the war between the Stellar Federation and the Juggler Empire, strange things are afoot.
Yeah, it's all that irradiation, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Arlen and Ardeni Lackham have been arrested and are on trial after Arlen levitated an interceptor craft, and Ardeni brought the pilot back to life.
I mean, this is criminal offenses, I guess.
Bringing back people to life, it's bad times.
Yeah.
Gotta inquisit them. Get them to the Inquisition.
Definitely. So I think there was a page break here for the Star Blast game, but don't worry about that. We learn that the Federation itself is interested in this, including Federation troubleshooter Yosei Tillman. he's headed out to check on this trial as it begins. Arlen cautions Ardeni not to be rash as they're accused of being Juggler agent, and the trial rages on for 2 days. It's also being watched on the Juggler homeworld, where they decide to take things up a notch. A button is pressed, and 50 million light years away, the teens feel pain and lash out.
What? It's just a button press?
That's right. Yeah, they got a They got a big control panel, you know.
But I thought they irradiated them.
Yeah, they irradiated them to give them crazy psychic powers.
So what? I mean, what does pressing the button do?
They kind of have control of the psychic powers that they've given them.
All right.
It's obvious, Fox. I don't know what you're worried about.
Subspace instant transmission.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Subspace. That's all I needed. Give me a Trek term and I'll be fine.
They send painful psychic energy into the crowd. Everyone's certain they're evil alien agents now, so there's only one thing they can do, and that's teleport away.
I guess they can also teleport?
They got all kinds of psychic powers, yeah.
That's pretty rad.
Definitely.
I'd be all right with the teleport power.
It's super rad. I can't stress that enough.
Psychic power of the week. Every week a new psychic power.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Is that really what this is going to be?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They've got powerful and ill-defined psychic powers. That's what's important.
Oh, I am so excited for the fucking camp.
Yase Tillman, who's just arrived, has an idea of where they went as defense forces are mobilized. And we see on the bottom of the page, we've got a Starlord TV and film guide with the full-color ads for the Wonder Woman TV show, which I guess started in '75 here in the States, but has only now come to British TV, as well as the first Christopher Reeve Superman movie, which is out in December, and Damnation Alley, which is currently being ripped off in the Cursed Earth storyline in Judge Dredd.
Oh.
Meanwhile, miles away, the kids reappear, and Yase Tillman's waiting for them. He thinks they got their powers from that Juggler ship, and the Federation wants to know the details, so let's get you out of here. He calls in his ship, and they climb aboard. Let's head to Earth. Things will be okay, but this might be the start of the biggest war we've ever faced. A mind war!
Yeah. Look at the camera. Say the name of the movie. Name.
Next time, push the kids out so we can see them die.
What?
Yeah. What?
There's something odd going on about this strip. I don't. Like that first page. Why is that a prologue? Nothing. There's no Johnny. Nobody else has a prologue page.
I guess it's because
and the second page got like that big, odd-looking banner. That sort of, it says Mind Wars, and it's like, well, hang on, where does that come from? That's a logo that we don't normally see.
Yeah. It's not in these scans, but I believe that the board game that came with this issue, like the board was in there. So it's basically like it's continued after this.
Like, hey, remember us? We're back now,
or something. I don't know. It's weird for sure.
Okay, I haven't got the board has long since fallen out of my copy.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm liking their next week titles more than the prog itself.
No.
Blueprint.
This is Alan Hebden's favourite story that he ever wrote. He loves this story.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm definitely, look, man, I'm pro psychic powers.
Yeah.
It's all good. I'm just saying
chance.
that I want to see these kids get pushed out of a plane so we can watch them die. I'm very excited.
I mean, it's, don't worry. That's what I'll say. It's going to happen.
Oh, no.
Anyway, speaking of people going through portals to peril, Fox.
Oh, wow.
And Richard, sorry. Oh, man. Let's go to Blueprint 5, Timequake, script.
Yeah.
Chris Lauder is Jack Adrian, art Ian Kennedy, lettering Tony Jacobs. Jesus. Ian Kennedy means there might be a plane here. I'm ready for it. More creative team shuffling happening constantly here. We've learned the truth to fix the past. Oh, sorry. I guess they don't really explain it. It happens in the boxes here, or maybe I missed it last time. But basically, they got to go back to the past, and Blocker has to kill himself. It's the only way.
God, that's a problem. Wouldn't he then die in the future?
I mean, I would say don't worry about it too much.
Got it.
There's some paradox stuff, but not a ton. Anyway, Blocker isn't taking it well, so he punches out Vinda, as you do. That's his move.
He's got a shotgun.
Luckily, Susie's there to hit him with a stun blaster. Again, as you do.
That goddamn stun blaster is really like edging him out of these punches that he wants to throw.
Definitely. Under duress, James has no choice. They use their time straps to go back in time. Blocker's got a Droon blaster, and all of them head below decks to kill Aswan, who's this terrorist that caused World War III. But the door opens as they go to assassinate it, and he finds himself. Oh,
with
no.
With a goddamn shotgun.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's got a shotgun. He was warned by Aswan and two other dudes, but future Blocker doesn't recognize these guys as having been on the boat when he was there for his version of the past.
Oh, man, they're terminating this whole thing.
Absolutely, especially because these two extra dudes turn out to be Droons in disguise.
They just, they're huge.
They're real big. Blocker shoots them, but he uses the Droon blaster to do it, so it also destroys the side of the hull of the ship.
Oh, not good.
Water comes rushing in as past Blocker tries to attack present Blocker. Susie warns them not to touch, but it's too late. They meet, and suddenly they start time copping all over the place.
Oh, this is so great. Please tell me that they just start collecting versions of it.
I mean, it's not quite. It's just there's just sort of a big explosion, and it leads to a time psych out and stuff that.
Psych overload in a normal space-time continuum.
Basically, they explode. Blocker disappears along with Aswan. We learn that the Droon can change shape, and they're doing that to change human history. But things seem good. They time travel back to 78, and things are working pretty well.
Hey, look at that.
It's definitely what London looked like in 78. Just, because you guys might not be sure about this, but I'm here in London. I can tell you,
You can verify.
Red buses, come on, red buses, guys. You know what red buses are.
No, double-decker buses. That's how you know it's England, 100%.
Yeah.
That is then verification. It's not even the landmark that we get.
Listen,
it's just the bus and the man with a briefcase and a umbrella. You can tell he's got a mustache. He's got a very stylish coat and hat on. He is very British.
I would have liked one of those guys with the big fur hats, and then a music sting. That's the first couple bars of "God Save the," da 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 da, and stuff.
And you're kind of doing
walking down the street, or always with the "God Save the Queen," the opening bars.
I imagine it plays constantly, just like the Star Spangled Banner does here in America.
Over the air raid signs.
Well,
in between the rain, that's when it stops raining. That's how you know it stopped raining, because they start playing the music.
Right. Yeah. Everybody's either huddling away from an air raid or standing in line for rationing. It's good times. 1978 England. All the stereotypes.
Wow.
Coming soon again. 1978 England.
Oh my. But anyway, bombs didn't go off. Good times. See you later. But it turns out that traveling through time messes with your body, so James has to join time control or he'll crumble to dust within 6 months. Welcome aboard! Blockers not
he's a ticking
pleased.
Clock?
Unless he joins time control. I love that it ends with Quetzal and Susie holding him back as he tries to attack.
He's ready to punch.
He got jumped in basically here. Vinda. He promises to kill Vinda when he gets the chance.
He's definitely going to punch him to death.
Welcome aboard. Good first episode of Timequake. Next time, the Nazis won the Second World War. Oh no!
We're in the wrong past.
Very
a lot of Nazi action in next week. I've chosen the wrong prog. I should have been in prog 4. What am I doing?
Does that mean he's gonna punch a Nazi?
A bunch?
Oh wow! I'm so excited.
There's gonna be a lot. But hey, with that, we finished issue 3 of Star-Lord, and thus I have one question for you guys, which is, starting with Richard Chief, Boys Adventure Comics blog, what are your top and bottom blueprints for this issue?
I guess my top blueprint. I mean, Planet of the Damned is really violent. So obviously I love that. But Robusters, 6 pages. Pat Mills, Dave Gibbons tells a story. It's funny. It's so full of action. There's so many words in it, and yet it's so much fun. There's a lot going on there, and it still reads really, really well. So I have Robusters as my top blueprint, and then my bottom blueprint. I love Ian Kennedy. Even that 5th page he drew, which looks like he didn't really draw it. He just penciled it in.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's very light here as these guys time cop together here.
Some deadline problems there. We'll just do it really quickly. Blocker's got a double-barrel shotgun and is for working for people he doesn't want to work for, but he's no Bill Savage.
Oh,
that's a strong opinion. I like that for sure. All right, awesome. Fox, what do you got? Tops and bots, buddy.
Oh, baby. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm going to be honest here. I love me some Planet of the Damned right now. Both because Aspiri draws a very great damsel in distress, but also just like people getting spat on and being caught on fire, a wingless plane sailing through the dirt as a man shoots into the sky. And then maybe they're cannibals. It's gonna be really rad. I'm enjoying it a ton.
Yeah, this double page of Planet of the Damned is pretty strong, with the people running around on fire and then Charlie's Angel just blowing through here. It's pretty solid,
Absolutely. And then my bottom, I'm going to join with Timequake. It is still actiony. There was at least an punch. But not enough punching and not enough hilarious Bill Savage based violence, which is, I think, then exactly correct. He's not doing Bill Savage stuff. Bill never let us down. Bill always. He bandoliered the shit out of geese. He backed a bunch of danger acid into a fucking building.
I love that your best example of Bill Savage doing stuff is from Disaster 1990
well,
instead of from Actual Invasion, you monster.
The man trained them with a magic flute or whatever, okay? It was the best thing. It was the best thing in Disaster 1990.
This is the most controversial opinion that Space Spinner has. Our Disaster 1990 love. I can't stress it enough.
Remember Duck? It's so good. Conrad, I'm going on. I'm laughing. I'm having a good time. I'm relaxing all cool. But I need to know, sir, top and bottom blueprints.
Oh man, which blueprint is shooting some people outside of the school, and which blueprint is up to no good, making trouble in my neighborhood, Fox?
That's exactly what I need to know.
Damn right. So we gotta know.
Oh man, I might say Mind Wars again for my bottom here. I don't think I said it last time, but I might say Mind Wars. Again, such early days for Mind Wars. I know it's going to be so great, but this one is still, again, we're just sort of learning of their powers and seeing basic stuff. I can't, Mind Wars is going to kick in, and then it's going to kick in real hard and be great.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm excited.
Otherwise, oh, geez, strong team up with the Gronk, that's real strong. Planet of the Damned has all this stuff, including these crazy pterodactyl guys that I really like. They're time copping and Timequake, just that two people at the same time merging into something. I don't know what it is. But I think in the end, I'm going to say Robusters for my top.
Damn.
This one was fun. Oh, man. I love the art. I just love, just the banter between Rojaws and Hammerstein as they deal with as they kill alligators and talk to these crazy humans. It's so good. It's so great.
They are great characters.
I got to go with it. But yeah, so I think that's it for me. And I think that's it for us. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. If you like what you're hearing, again, check out our weekly podcast about 2000 AD and your favorite podcast provider, in case you're here by accident, of course. You can contact us at spacespinner2000@gmail.com, 2000 AD forums, or on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. On Twitter at spacespinner2k, everything else from Spacespinner 2000. Find us there. And again, if you like what you're hearing and you'd like to support us, we'd really appreciate it. And feel free to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Crataline. Check out the links to the collected edition of these comics as well in our About section, just if you kind of want to support these guys and get fine physical or I guess mostly digital copies of these stories. But still, have them for your own, always a good thing. They're worth your time. And Richard, where can we find you on the internet if you'd like to be found?
You can find me. I'm on Twitter at Richard and Sheaf, SHEAF. And I'm also available at boysadventurecomics.blogspot.com, where I blog every single day about a different aspect of British boys comics, from anything from the 1950s up until now. Been doing that for 4 years, I think, coming up in September. So
just like us. All right, a lot of comic birthdays, I think, going on for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love your blog. I subscribe to it on my RSS reader and check it all the time. It's amazing stuff. I love learning more about these comics that I've somehow decided to have end up becoming my life's obsession. So it's always great.
Glad to help. There's plenty more. I got coming up for 1,500 posts up there.
Oh,
for
wow!
Damn.
So,
God damn.
That is amazing. Fantastic. All right. Thanks very much. And everyone else, or everybody, I guess, come back next hour as Mind Wars has space fights and slaps, Strontium Dog fights pirates, the Robusters save the day, and the Germans show up in both Planet of the Damned and Timequake.
Oh, my God.
So many Nazis next episode, you guys. A lot of them. And until then, I'm Conrad, they're Fox and Richard, and we are the Space Spinner Starlordathon. Keep watching the skies.
skies.
All right.